Hello, everyone. This is Suzanne at The Gospel Truth. Welcome back. I'm sorry I missed yesterday's episode in our story. I was not feeling good all day. I'm just up all night with severe knee pain, and so I'm here now, which is a good thing. I do have an appointment at 1:15 today. It's 12 o'clock right now with the surgeon. I'm going to go over my options again. I am trying to put off that surgery as long as possible because it is just so rough on the body, the mind, everything. It's just, yeah. Been there, done that. Don't want to go do that again. All right, let's get back to our story, The Master Potter by Jill Austin. What a great allegory this has been. When we last left Beloved, she had reached her hand upward to touch the heavens in worship as her heart touched the face of God. Can you imagine that? Closing your eyes and reaching up and trying to touch the face of God? Which we know we can't do, but it's a nice sentiment. Okay, let's get started right away. Needed in his love. Early one morning, Beloved looks up to see Master Potter returning for her. He gazes at her fondly, kneels down, and scoops up her wet clay in his hands. With loving care, Master Potter places her clay back into the singing pools of worship. Her excitement at finally being ready for the wheel turns to irritation when she realizes she's being put back into the water. She groans, "Lord, when am I going to be made into one of those beautiful vessels I saw being loaded on the flagships?" Smiling, he reaches down and picks her up again and gently telling her, "It's not time yet, but I'll show you the process all clay must go through to be made ready for the potter's wheel. You are what I call immature or green clay. If I put you on the wheel before you have time to age, you will be unable to yield to the molding of my hands. Your walls will be thick because your clay will have no elasticity." I think what he means by this, your walls will be thick. All the walls of protection we put around us to guard us or shield us from pain. And we don't want to let those walls back down. Therefore, you need more time soaking in my presence to become a beautiful vessel and fulfill your destiny. Beloved changes her attitude as she realizes there is no way out of the pool, and everyone must go through the same process. She adoringly looks up into his face. "I want to be beautiful. If I have to stay here to do it, then that's what I'll do. But how do I become H clay?" Seasons of God. I like that. Seasons of God. Aren't we constantly going through seasons in our life to mature more and more each day so that the Lord can mold us and make us into his will? It just takes time, that's all. The process can't be hurried. Clay must sit through hard, cold winters before the water turns to ice, where the water turns to ice. Then it thaws when the rain comes, bringing new life. Summer, heat, and warm waters make the clay soft and pliable again. Even then, the process is not complete. The fall season comes, and the drying process begins once more. The freezing and thawing, the breaking down and building up. All of these things transform green clay into flexible aged clay. Beloved, this process you must go through. Therefore, you must be patient and simply choose to trust me. One day it will happen. You will reach your destiny, I promise. Does it have to take so long? It's boring just sitting in the water all the time. I try to pray and meditate on the word, but my mind wanders all over the place. Beloved, everyone goes through that. Just don't give up. Just keep loving me. Through the many long seasons, you'll learn my ways as I strengthen and mature you. All in due season, beloved, all in due season. Master Potter gently places her back into the little pool of water and returns to the potter's house. At times, Beloved grows impatient and weary of waiting. When is it going to be my turn? I'm tired of waiting. Grumbling to herself, she says, I see Master Potter coming and taking others out of the pool of water. When am I going to go to the potter's wheel? I want to fulfill my destiny. I know I must be ready by now. I've been here longer than anyone. She starts yelling out, Master Potter, I'm ready. Over here. Did you forget your little princess? More time passes through the seasons, and the years come and go. Beloved works hard at trying to be patient. While she waits, she often ponders in her heart the many promises and dreams that Master Potter showed her. Always before her, deep in her spirit, is a vision of the beautiful vessels being loaded on the flagship long ago. With each passing day, it seems longer ago and further away, yet she never lets go. The vision has become the purpose of her life. What is the purpose of our life? Is it to please ourselves, me, myself, and I? To get everything we can get before we're no longer on this earth? Do we seek after righteousness, or do we seek after corruption? We have to find that purpose for our life, why we were put here. How did this all happen? What do I need to do to mature in the process to be pleasing to the Lord? And this is all of what she's been going through right now. Ouch! Lord, what are you doing? Finally, excuse me, my voice is a little froggy this morning. That's better. Finally, the deep voice of the Master beckons. Beloved, I'm coming for you. You're ready to begin a new season of preparation for my wheel. With a gleam in his eye, he kneels down beside the pool, scoops her into his hands, and places her on a large drying board in the warm sun. Oh, Lord, I'm so excited. I'm ready for anything. Suddenly, she feels herself being picked up and repeatedly shoved down on the wedging board. As if that isn't enough, he squeezes, kneads, and pounds her into place. He pushes and prods, making her clay soft and pliable in his hands. Ouch! Lord, what are you doing? The process is called wedging. It will bring a consistency to your life as I work the air bubbles out of you and knead my love in. Then your clay vessel will not blow up in the firing ahead. Well, that don't sound good. In the firing ahead? I'd be going, what? Wait a minute. Consistency to your life. Isn't that what we want? Consistency and purpose to our lives. I just don't measure up. Master Potter leans back with a satisfied sigh. With great delight, holds the soft yet firm clay ball named Beloved in his hands. He places her on another wooden board alongside other clay balls of various sizes, also waiting to be carried to his house. Eyeing balls of clay much larger than herself, she asked, Lord, why am I so small? That one over there is 10 pounds, and look at that one. It must be 25 pounds. That one has prettier clay than I do. Why didn't you make me rich? Dark, red, brown, or yellow clay? Why did you make me this light grayish color? After all I've been through, I'm so plain and ugly. Chuckling, he says, So you compare yourself to others, do you? Beloved, I know where to find and dig the various kinds of clay. I love their different textures and wonderful colors of red, yellow, black, white, or brown. I also know what temperature of fire is needed for the different types of clay bodies to come forth as beautiful clay vessels. Whether they are earthenware, stoneware, porcelain, or china, I have a plan for each one. So when the Lord sets us on this potter's wheel and shapes us into what we need to be, what he is saying here is that I have a plan for each one of you. Each one of you is precious in my sight. Just because you're a piece of earthenware and not fine china doesn't mean you're not important to me. I have a purpose for each and every one of you. I am a creative artist, and I have personally designed each of my vessels. I know their substance, and I know how much clay is needed for every part of them. A pitcher like yourself could take 5 or 6 pounds. A platter takes 10 to 12. A cup might only take 1, but it is no less valuable because of its small size. Her eyes searched the depths of her soul, peering into a future still hidden from her. He declares, I've measured you. I know your portion. I know exactly what destiny, what mysteries, what assignment of life I have for you. I have a mission and calling for your life. And now, are you ready? For what, Lord? For the potter's wheel, of course. Her heart leaps with excitement. Finally, at last, I can become the vessel I was meant to be. I can hardly wait. Wheel, here I come. Fragrances of myrrh and aloe emanate from his robe as he moves toward her. Master Potter picks up the board heavily laden with clay balls and walks toward his house. After so much time being submerged, Beloved is relieved to leave the pools behind. No more winter seasons for me. It's high time my ministry got started. Oh, she's so excited, isn't she? Finally, my time has come. Okay, we're going to read a little bit more. On the wheel. Traveling back through the forest, they enter the barren brick courtyard. Looking up, Beloved catches a glimpse of the pillar of fire still brooding over the dwelling. Terrifying in its beauty, the fiery whirlwind fascinates her. Somehow she knows it's heaven's gateway. They walk into the heavenly mist of radiant glory, saturated with iridescent golden particles of light, constantly surrounding the house. Master Potter pushes open the back door, and the old cedar beams greet them as they step over the threshold, bringing a renewed sense of security to Beloved. Hope and wonderment explode in Beloved's heart as they enter the studio. Will this be the day he makes me into that beautiful blue and white pitcher? They pass long wooden shelves loaded with glazed, finished vessels and stop before a large urn and exquisite vase. Beloved, I'd like to introduce you to several of my friends. This is Courageous, Master Potter says, pointing to a large amber urn. And this beautiful vase over here is Loving Kindness. In unison, they both call out, Hello, little one. Intimidated by their size and beauty, Beloved murmurs to Master Potter, See, I told you I'm too small. Even they called me little one. Loving Kindness warmly greets Beloved. So this is your big day. This is a day you will always remember, a day when you are changed for all eternity. The deep voice of Courageous booms, Don't be afraid, little one. I remember the day the Master Potter formed me on the wheel. It stretches you a bit, but his grace enables you to be pliable in his hands. Loving Kindness glides gracefully over to Beloved and kisses her on the cheek. Beloved tries to hide her embarrassment as she gazes longingly upon her lovely hand-painted roses. Will I ever be as beautiful as you? I love your soft green finish. Loving Kindness meets her gaze and smiles sweetly. Thank you. Of course you'll be beautiful. But remember, I didn't get this way overnight. It takes time to become a finished vessel. I know something about time, said Beloved. I've been waiting around here forever. The two finished pots look at Master Potter with a knowing smile. On the potter's wheel at last. Turning back to Beloved, he says, This is an exciting new season we're entering together. Since it's such a beautiful day, I think I'll use one of the potter's wheel on the deck. Master Potter takes Beloved through the French doors outside to a large wooden deck overlooking the cliff and the pounding surf below. The ocean's breeze on her skin is refreshing. For so long her mind has dreamt of this day. But now that it's finally here, her great sense of anticipation is giving way to a growing sense of fear. Suddenly, a trumpet blast announces a flagship's arrival into the harbor below. Leaning over the wooden railing, the Master Potter points. Look, one of my ships has returned from the nations to be outfitted for its next journey. She watches hundreds of earthenware vessels on the docks, ready to be placed on board. Turning to Master Potter, she says, As a little girl, I always watched as these beautiful ships came in. Did you know I wanted to be a stowaway? I must have planned it 100 times. How to sneak on board, so I could escape from my dad. Many nights I hid between the barrels on the dock and listened to the worship music coming off the ships. It was so comforting to me because it reminded me of my Grandma Pearl. I can't believe that someday I will actually ride your ship with your permission and blessing. Tools of the craftsman. Finally, Master Potter puts on his work apron and sits down on a low stool in front of the wheel overlooking the harbor. He places a bowl of water and some tools on a wooden bench next to him. Beloved, let me introduce you to some more new friends. With great affection, he holds up a reddish-brown bowl with the name Servant carved on its side. This vessel has been glazed and has endured high fires. Therefore, it is able to hold the living water necessary to form you into a beautiful vessel. Next, he picks up a sponge. This is Soaking Love, who works with Servant. Most people will forget who they are, but my hands work in partnership with each of them. Servant smiles adoringly as Master Potter asks, "Are you ready to begin, beloved?" "Lord, I've waited so long, it's hard to believe that it's really happening." With a bold kick, the huge stone flywheel at the master's feet begins to rotate. Picking up Beloved, he looks with soft, penetrating eyes deeply into her soul. "I love you, beloved. Remember, in the midst of being formed into a beautiful vessel, you won't always understand the process. There are hidden mysteries that one day will be revealed to you. Shall we begin?" "Oh, yes, Lord. I've never been already." All right, we're going to stop there. The next little chapter says, a leap of faith, creating a new heart, jealousy, and competition. Oh, isn't it exciting? And when the Lord told her, you won't always understand the process, did we understand the process on our journey to becoming mature in the Lord? Did we get a lot of bumps and bruises along the way? Did we learn a lot of hard lessons? You don't become a Christian and immediately become this super vessel for the Lord. The Lord has to make you and shape you into his will. And when you look back at that person, that time, whatever age you were that you gave yourself to the Lord, from that time to now, the age you're presently at now, what a difference. I'm a stronger, better Christian, better servant of the Lord than I was way, way back when I first accepted the Lord. Oh, I love the Lord. And like I told you before, I thought, I'm going to highlight this Bible. I'm going to have an answer for everything. And this is going to be so cool. I'm going to go out and evangelize the world. And didn't quite turn out the way I had envisioned, but it turned out even better. The Lord has grown me into what he needs me to be, what he needs you to be of service in his army. And it's a wonderful process. It's kind of like when Paul says, when I was a child, I played with childish toys. I thought as a child I had a child, but now I am mature. I put away those things. Oh, yes, I put away those things many years ago, and I'm sure you have too. All right, everyone, you take care. I might come back on later today with an update, or I might just wait till tomorrow. I'm not sure how I'll be feeling. I might even come back and do a second video today, because I'm excited. I want to hear what's next. I'm not jumping ahead. I'm reading along just like you. I've had these books for a while. My husband and I started reading through them, and then we kind of fell by the wayside. And that happens, doesn't it? You start something out, you're gung-ho, and then it kind of just falls by the wayside. Then you have to rethink it and stay the course. All right, everyone, you take care. You have a blessed day. If I'm not back on later today, I'll be back on, Lord willing, tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.